Welcome back. Welcome back. Cook ain't even playing, man. He better be on the sideline the whole game. I don't care. I don't want to see Dalvin, man. I don't want to see Dalvin, man. Need to be on the sideline. I don't care if he in a race too, man.
We are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Today it's an NFC West battle between the San Francisco 49ers and the Los Angeles Rams. Here we go, the final week of the NFL season. Week 17
That's what I like to see.
Is underway. And they're going to mark that where it went out of bounds, so really good starting field position up past the 40-yard line.
Let's see what you coming out in. Yes.
Murray now on first down. He'll get this to Akers out of the backfield. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. An excellent pickup of 34 yards.
Well, partner, it's pretty simple. One thing you don't want to see defensively, on the very first snap of the game, some guy running free like we just saw there.
Heck of a start for this offense, no doubt. So from Rams territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line. Out of the gun, here's Murray. Eluding the pressure right. He'll run it. The escapability in evidence there is that one good for 15 and a first.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Opening minute and already a trip to the red zone. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 11. Now the first carry for Cam Akers. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
On 2nd and 9, Murray.
Oh, come on. We needed that one.
It's been a good opening drive offensively thus far, but you know they don't want to waste it and settle for a field goal attempt after that incompletion. So this is a big play coming up here on 3rd down.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Operating from the gun, Murray. Trying to improvise. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Throwing back across his body. Picked by Ronnie Harrison. And he is all the way up past the 25. Well, that's a quick lesson on how difficult this defense is to throw against. An interception on their initial drive of the ball game.
Now we know why their offensive staff spent the entire week awake trying to prepare for this one, because you can't totally shy away from throwing the football. But at the same time, you're looking at them and going, where are the weaknesses? How are we going to move it?
One of the top defenses in the NFL for a reason. We just saw one example right there. Now the first carry for Dalvin Cook. There with a tackle, Dietrich Wise Jr.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Coming right, this is Cook on the toss play. And some room to roam now.
Oh, they got fucked up.
And he is finally out of
That looked like
bounds,
Tyrann
but
Matthew
taking
on
it
that
down
edge.
inside
God
the 30.
damn.
Big play there out of Cook.
Hey, he's supposed to be on the sideline, man.
Yards on the
He ain't
ground.
supposed to be in, man. He ain't supposed to be in, bro.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. And now the 49ers signal for a timeout defensively. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Off the play fake, here's Burrow. Dancing to his left. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
Here's 2nd and 5 now from the 22. On the carry, it's Cook. And he's taken down after a gain of 3 as they move it from the 22 to the 19.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
They'll run it. Here's Cook. And he will have the first down before he's tackled at the 12. If you make the stop there, maybe you hold him to 3 on this opening drive. They didn't get the stop.
Yeah, new set of downs now. Now you're worried about, just as you pointed out, not just giving up 3, possibly giving up 6. Let's see what they decide to do here, because they've got to change up what they have been doing. It hasn't been working.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. And that's thrown to Perriman out wide. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. He gets this one into the hands of Dalvin Cook. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. It's a gain of 5. And all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down. Seventh play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6. Burrow looking to pass. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And here he'll get it down to the 7. They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Younghoe Koo on for the field goal. A 24-yard attempt.
And this one is right through. Well, after marching down the field, only getting tree there. Kind of feels like a win for the defense.
And it does. They'll go to the sideline feeling a lot better that they didn't give up a touchdown after the march against them. But if I were the offense, I wouldn't hang my head over that one. That's a good drive, and 3 points were put on the board.
And he'll be brought down at the 28-yard line, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone gets him 3 more.
Hey. What?
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away. But they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
First down, 49ers.
Throwing on first down is Murray. That's into the hands of Akers, complete.
Murray's
5 yards on the pickup, and it'll make it second down.
Now that's the type of play that gives you a chance to win. Nothing forced downfield where you don't have a guy open. Swing it out to the back, maybe even check it down, whatever you want to call it. Gain of 5. You're just trying to get 4 on first down. They're ahead of the chains now.
Airs it out toward the corner of the end zone. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. Very close to a turnover there in the end zone. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports.
See different buttons right now.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Murray to air it out again. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Able to get what they need to keep the drive going with a 6-yard pickup on 3rd down. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll run on first down with Akers. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice steady gain.
31-yard line.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. From the gun, Murray. Flushed out right. On the run, he'll let it go deep. Right sideline. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. Brandon Ayuk, the one he was looking for. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Murray. Flush to his right. The LA defense up to snuff in coverage there. Pushes this to 4th down. More problems here on 3rd down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on 3rd down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
No move to get the offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5. They're going for it. Hits Murray. And my goodness, this is incomplete. The Niners go for it, but it doesn't work out. And the Rams are going to take possession of the turnover on downs.
Is a turnover on downs.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had a field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Out of the gun, it's Burrow. Throw across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked off around the 41. And into the end zone. A pick 6 for the 49er D as they score the touchdown.
It goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. That's a ball he would like to have back, and it lands right in the lap of the defender from there. He doesn't have very far to go before he gets to the end zone, and he got there in a hurry.
Extra point good by Gostkowski, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Rams take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. After the pick 6, they go right back to the air. And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete.
When defenses get to the quarterback that quickly, a lot of times it's called a jailbreak. It wasn't quite that fast, but fast enough that he had no time to look downfield and set himself to throw the ball. And as he tried to do that, he was hit, and it forced an incompletion.
Now they go play action now. Burrow. And his throw here's incomplete. He was looking for Nick Boyle that time. But now it'll be 3rd down.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. And he's able to find Diggs. And he is going to have the Rams 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. That gain on 3rd down, good for 28.
1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now Cook. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Tackle made at the 44-yard line. A 3-yard pickup.
Cook.
2nd and 7.
And he's going to have this pretty close to a 1st down as the tackle is made at the Niners' 37. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They run. Cook. And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. They go play action with Burrow. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete.
All right, need you to check my eyes here. This entire unit defensively, I think, has looked really strong in the first half, especially in the secondary. They've been cohesive, fast to the football, and we just saw another example arriving there to help knock that one away.
Now play number 7 of this drive, but it's a tough 3rd and 9. They run the counter with Cook. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. A gain there of 12 yards and a first down L.A. That right there, a good sign for a team that's had trouble converting 3rd down so far this year. They're in the bottom 5 in the NFL, but they come through there.
Yeah, and I bet if we put our guy Marvin on the case and say, Marvin, tell us where they rank on 3rd and what, right? I bet they're in the top 5 in the league on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7 or more, because that's how you end up not converting. Just too much yardage to pick up on 3rd down.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. And they run the option on 2nd down. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
1st and 10 at the 13-yard line.
2 minutes to play in this first half. 7-3, our score. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. And they run the option here on 1st and 10. Looking for Perriman, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 19. And the return will stop right around the 25. Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points. No matter what, at worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on this in the second half and say, you remember when they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost them.
And they'll begin by running the option. Now they'll start with a quick throw complete out to the right.
Oh,
a good
Matthew
rally to
little
the
ass
football keeps him to only a yard, and it's 2nd down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Now Murray. Being chased out left. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. From the gun, Murray. And that is incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
On 4th down, here's Sam Martin on to kick it away. Back deep, Khalif Raymond. And here's a very low-line drive, almost whiffed on it. Only 29 yards on the punt there. Definitely not his best. And the Rams will go on offense here with a 1st and 10. The second quarter score, meanwhile, down in Arizona. You saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. I have a feeling that one's going to stay tight throughout. We'll continue to monitor. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that again. What do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that. I think that not only did he say that, but he also told him, let's put it in the end zone that it's supposed to be in, all right? The end zone we're trying to score. I know we're being a little bit facetious here, but the bottom line is take care of the football, and everything else should flow from there.
Quick lesson, never ask the play-by-play guy a question.
Hey, you're my partner. I know you're right there with me.
Play action. It's Burrow. He's got the connection over the middle to Diggs. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their second, as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Now Burrow. Setting up the screen for Cook. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down. They run the counter. It's Cook. Cook with a 1st down and much more. Touchdown, LA! Dalvin Cook as the first half is winding down. And the Rams are going to jump back in front. So they're able to capture the lead here just before halftime.
And not only that, they get the ball to start the second half.
That's right.
This is almost like basketball down the stretch, right, where you get the 2-for-1 situation where you try and get 2 shots to your opponent's 1. In this situation, they got the touchdown. They'll get another shot at to start the second half.
Could be a big turnaround. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Niners take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play, because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing a loosened up secondary, playing a lot deeper than normal. So even if you run some type of misdirection, you're only going to fool them for a second or so. And guess what? They're so deep, they're really not going to be out of position. Take the knee, get to the locker room.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Throwing again. Murray. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. Clearly wasn't outside of the tackle box. There's your penalty.
And accompanying that penalty, a loss of down.
On 3rd down, here's a run by Akers. And he'll get this one up to about his 14. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with 4th down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. And likely time for one final play here in the half, so they will go for it on 4th down. They'll run for it with Akers.
He's a fucking beast. He's a fucking beast. I don't care what anybody has to say about him. He's a fucking beast, man. He's a beast. A beast.
That certainly went against the traditional ways of playing football, but who cares? Look at the result. Big touchdown.
They went for it on their own side of the 50. So there's conservative, there's aggressive, and there's really aggressive, which is what we just
I didn't
saw
even
there.
run him this year, man.
To them.
So we've
He's
come upon
running
halftime
pissed.
here in Week 17. As we send
Really
you to our
easy passing
EA
yards for them.
studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports.
I'm really trying to get at
The
least
final
two, three
quarters of
passing
the NFL
touchdowns.
regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway.
What a funny game.
Next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Going deep for Diggs. And Burrow going to be intercepted yet again. Trey Flowers picks it. And the return stops at the 39-yard line. The first half did not go their way, and that's not going to help matters at all. An interception here on the opening drive of the third quarter.
Obviously not what they were striving to accomplish. But you know who's really upset on their team? The defense. Already trailing. They're going to be counted on to try and hold that score at least where it is.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. On 1st down, Akers. And he'll take this one down to the 36. A gain of 3, second down.
Look, all any running back wants is a little bit of room, a little bit of space in order to maneuver. But he also understands how difficult it is for his offensive line up front. So if they give him any space, he realizes his job to make more out of it than what they give him. Picks up 3 on that carry.
From the 36, Murray. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it could turn into a big gain downfield. What a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
The LA defense up the snuff in coverage there. Pushes this to 4th down. The offense going to stay out there. They've converted once, failed once. What can they do here on 4th down? Shotgun now for Murray. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. So not only do they convert on 4th, but they pick up 22 yards in the process. On 1st and 10, here's Murray. Escaping the pressure right. He'll try and run it. And he takes it inside the 10 to the 8 before he's out of bounds. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's second down.
It's now 2nd and 6.
From the gun, Murray eluding the pressure right. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Tyler Lockett was the target there. And now it's 3rd down.
They certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6.
Oh, you can't audible in the middle of the play, bro. Thanks for giving me that one. That was a gimme.
San Francisco.
That's a gimme.
Brandon Ayuk. Touchdown number 18 on the
Can't make
year.
mistakes.
And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. And he's got it up and through.
Makes the score Niners 21, Rams 10. Sam Martin set to kick off.
Here's Martin now following the score as he'll send this one away. Takes this about 5 yards deep. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. They'll look to make some inroads here, trailing 21-10 as they come up on a 1st and 10. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And down he goes. The 49ers get there. Off the edge, the sack by Matt Ioannidis. Chalk that up as their first sack in this game, and they tallied 4 a week ago.
And probably not as much exultation in that sack as what took us so long. Because when you get 4 the previous week, you're counting on continuing that momentum. They didn't get that done in the first half of the game. Let's see now if they start to bring even more exotic pressure towards the quarterback.
On 2nd down, Cook. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a 3rd down.
A gain of 14 yards. Brings up 3rd down.
Burrow on play action. That'll be complete to Cook. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line.
A short game that doesn't get them the 1st down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. They're going to try and throw. And this is incomplete.
Whoa, man.
A curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Niners take over in terrific field position. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Murray now. And Murray in trouble here, and down he goes. Joey Bosa make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. Another try after the first down sack. Murray. That's caught by Waller out left side. It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to 3rd down.
We always hear from coaches how much they like to run crossing routes because they want to hit their receivers on the go, get them the ball, and keep them moving. How about when you hit a tight end that way? Okay, the receivers are going to run past you most of the time. The tight end, they can do their damage a different way, break a few tackles and really scatter some people, can't they?
Throwing is Murray on 3rd down. He'll get this to Akers out of the backfield. Touchdown!
I forgot air raid.
Cam Akers, his 26th touchdown, drawing even with Marshall Faulk for the 4th most in a single season. And the 49ers had 6 to their lead. Gostkowski with the extra point, and the lead is up to 18 now.
Rams 10.
So after the touchdown, Martin now on to kick this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned into 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. And that's incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They're passing here, Joe Burrow. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. And he is going to have a Rams 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. 60 catches for him now on the year. This last one, a 1st down. Burrow will throw. And that's incomplete. But the passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
Burrow once again here on 2nd and 10. That is incomplete. He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
third down, Burrow. Flushed out right. Open man is the tight end, Nick Boyle. And he is going to have a Rams first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down. One quarter remains here as the regular season starts to wind down. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Now Burrow on first down. Now they go screen. It's complete. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
He'll get about 4 here, down to the 43-yard line.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
The Rams on third down. They've been very good, 5 for 7 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. He's going to look deep for Perriman. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Malik Hooker. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down. I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
A first down there on a pickup of 25. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era, and we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
Intended target was Cam Akers, and it's 2nd down.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
Murray again, 2nd and 10. He'll fire this deep for Ayuk. It's caught inside the 25. And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a
Try to double team me, it won't work.
Brandon Ayuk. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the 49ers add on to their lead. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead.
Let's go playoffs. This is playoff mode game, even though he said he wasn't
Here's Martin now following the score as he'll send this one away.
Hey, can't show too much. We did lab a defense.
That'll be taken about a yard deep.
We like what we saw, so we'll be able to put that in there. And then y'all got to see it ain't going to be air raid in the playoffs, man. We did air raid for one reason, man. It ain't going to be air raid in the playoffs, man. I'm telling y'all. We just know what we can do at all times. We just became better this season. That's all this was. That's all this was. Go ahead, stay in power high, man. Yeah, run the clock off. I'm trying to get another 150, though, through the air, so. Look, we gotta.
They start the drive with Cook.
You gotta guess run. We gotta guess run.
Of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 13. They run it again with Cook. And able to get it across the 20 before they get to it. 16 yards, a first down.
Well, depending on the temperament of the head coach, he's either turning to the bench and screaming, where was that all game? Or maybe he's just kind of keeping it to himself and saying, okay, it's something to build on, and a positive comes out of a bad game because those are going to happen from time to time. We'll see how he gets his team ready to go in the future. But that run right there, that's what they were looking for.
at the 26-yard line.
Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Bud Dupree in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
An excellent return that time, 26 yards. And the Niners set up well. They take over 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Play fake, Murray. A short one here, secured by the tight end Waller. And he gets it down a yard or two shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
2nd and 6.
Out of the gun, here's Murray. On the slant, able to find Ayuk. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 15 yards on the play, 1st down. And looking to put this game on ice in the 4th quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy, throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock out.
Throwing on 1st down is Murray. That's into the hands of Akers, complete. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. As that lead just swells and swells. Look, this has been dominance in all 3 phases, offense, defense, and special teams.
So don't we have to give a lot of credit, not just to what we've seen today, but the preparation in advance, coaching staff, commitment by the players to the game plan, and being ready to go in this one? You're exactly right. Clean sweep. And boy, they're going to celebrate this one after it's over.
And on the other side, this is the game film you just flush and never go back and review. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Again, it's Cook. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
Oftentimes we praise an offense for their variety of being able to hit people with the run in the pass. But in this game, how about what we're seeing from the safeties? They are all over the field. Doesn't matter if they threw it or if they're trying to run it.
I don't think we've ever awarded an MVU, most valuable unit, but you're right. It might go to them in this game.
I like that. MVU. Well done.
And he gets it down deep into San Francisco territory. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
They'll run with Cook. And the Rams are going to be set up with a 1st and goal. He couldn't quite reach the chalk, but they'll have it at the 1-yard line. Give him 4 on the carry there at 2nd and goal. And this is caught. Well, they get 1 back. Picking up the late touchdown here, but still down big. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Koo able to connect on the extra point, and that will cut this lead down to 25. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line, so bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision, loses him about 4 yards. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And 3 timeouts remaining here defensively, but really not much reason to use them at this point as this one is all but over. And the Rams got him. They bring him down. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 ticks remaining on the clock. So after the sack here, 2nd and 14. Back to throw it. Murray. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. It'll be a gain of 4. And it'll be 3rd and 10 now. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their second, as the clock will stop with 18 seconds remaining. On 3rd down, Murray. Flush to his right. And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down.
A loss of 2 yards. 3 and out.
And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. They're going for it. Hits Murray. He'll fire this deep for Ayuk.
Why did Ramsey come off the other dude, though? He came off the other dude and picked it. But, hey, Ayuk beat them both, though. I see you, Ayuk. I see you out there working, man. I see you out there. You had them both beat. You had them both beat. But Ramsey cheating ass came from the other side. No, man.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So after it's over, you're going to go to the film, find out where the game was really lost.
Good game.
But this is not a situation now where you're going to make up for anything.
We'll see what they do here.
Playoffs, baby. Let's go.
Offensive explosion help leading them to victory.